Hey there folks, John here with Through My Lens, and today I'm coming to you with another knife-related video. Today we're going to be looking at this knife maintenance kit that I put together. And I would love to tell you that this was a kit of my own creation and design, but that would be completely false. I got the idea for this kit from another YouTuber geared towards gear. Would highly recommend you go take a look at his channel. He's got a pretty sizable channel, about 7,000 subscribers. He does great quality work, and I will link to this video in the description box where he discusses this almost exact same box that you see here. And when I saw his video, a light really went on for me, because as fans of Through My Lens know, when I do knife maintenance, I typically use my Kerr knife and tool maintenance tray here. And I typically have a couple of bottles of KPL, I've got a driver here, I've got bits, but that is not everything that I need to do knife maintenance. And what typically happens is I will start getting into a knife and I realize that I need an alcohol swab, or maybe a Q-tip, or maybe some tool, and I have to get up 2 or 3 times during the course of doing knife maintenance to go hunt down what I need. Or worse, I might get in a situation where I'm using a standard driver and I really need maybe a bit driver that has a longer neck on it, but I don't want to go out to the garage and into the toolbox to go get it. I'm just going to power through and use the wrong tool for the job instead of having the right tool available. So this box basically has everything that I could possibly need, at least 99% of the time anyway, for doing knife maintenance. Now, this box is almost the same box that Geared Toward Gear uses for his kit. It is from Home Depot. It's their in-store Husky brand. This one's a little bit longer. This one's about 12 inches long, where I think the one that he got is 8 inches. The one that he's using, they actually didn't have in stock when I went to Home Depot, so I thought, hey, maybe bigger is a little better. And as it turns out, in my situation, the bigger one did work well. The lid has fasteners, and you can just pop it open here. You can see that I went ahead and decorated it with some knife stickers that I have. I'll have to put a couple more on there, but anyway, here is the kit. And what's nice about these boxes is that they have these spaces here that you can remove some of these dividers to make the spaces bigger, or reconfigure them toward your needs. So kind of going over what I have in here, you can see I have some Q-tips. Geared Towards Gear also puts Q-tips in his. I think these are a pretty common cleaning implement that a lot of people use. Next over here, you'll see I have my Shirogorov toolkit for when I work on Shirogorovs. So one of the things that I actually use quite often here are the tweezers. And I would recommend that if you don't have a set of tweezers in your toolkit, that you get one. I end up using them a lot during knife maintenance. You can get, if you search on Amazon for like watchmakers tweezers, those are perfect and they're inexpensive. It also, of course, has a driver. I could use this driver for pretty much all the maintenance that I have, because this obviously fits the proprietary Shirogorov bits, but also standard bits fit in this. So if I wanted to, I could use this one. I don't typically use this driver unless I'm working on a Shirogorov, because I don't actually like this driver. It's a little longer, and it doesn't fit in my hand as well as, say, this Journey Tool Touros, or some of the other drivers that I have of a similar size. This one being a little longer, it just doesn't quite fit in my hand as well as some of the others that I have. So I do keep that in here. Again, the Loctite paste stick is great, and this is one of those things that, again, I almost always forget to get this out when I start doing maintenance, and then I'm like, do I want to get up and go find it, or do I just want to put the screws back? And I end up just putting the screws back in many cases. So now I have no excuses. I've got the Loctite here. I also keep this other Weehaw tool. this can help you. This is a little driver that has a little different orientation. It's a ratcheting driver as well, and you can see I've got a special bit here, and I've talked about this in the past, but I use this one almost exclusively for when I take apart my hinders. This is useful for the pivot on a hinder. So I just kind of keep that handy with that particular bit, with the split there, because it works well for my hinder knives. Moving on, again, much like geared towards gear, I use KPL. I use most often the standard lubrication for most of the friction points in a knife, but for the detent track, I do use the heavy product. Then up here, I've got a couple of microfiber cloths, again, just like geared towards gear. In this longer area, I keep some tools, and maybe I might actually give him something to think about here. He uses, in addition to these Q-tips, he also uses just standard little toothpicks, which I can understand why, but I typically use one of these guys right here, these pick tools that are reusable, first of all, and they've got a couple of different sides that can be useful in different situations. You will find these most often in gun cleaning kits. That's where I got mine, because they can be helpful for scraping carbon, for example, in hard to reach spots. But if you use a toothpick, I would recommend upgrading to something like this. And because it's a polymer product, it shouldn't scratch your knife. Again, here's another product that is useful sometimes. It's this brush, a couple different ends, nylon, pretty useful. Again, sometimes G10 can be a little bit hard to get gunk off from your hand, so this can be helpful for some of those situations. Here's everybody's favorite Boker Weehaw soft finish driver that, again, much like Geared Towards Gear talks about, is useful because you can get a little bit better grip and more torque if need be. So I keep one of these handy in here as well. And again, just like he talked about in his video, there are some cases where the standard bits that go in a bit driver are a bit too short to reach certain areas when you're trying to get in a knife, pocket clip screws, for example, and you need a little bit more reach. So I do keep a T8 and a T6 kind of fixed driver here from Weehaw in my kit just for those kinds of situations. Okay, moving on. I have a little bit different setup here for my bits. I don't have as many T8 and T6s. In these two containers here, I do have multiple T8 and T6 bits here. I've got, let's see, yeah, I think I've got the T8s. Yeah, this is the T8 side, and that's the T8 or the T6 side. And then next to it, I've got some of the other less often used Torx bits in case I do need them. And then in the next slot over, I've got some other bits, flathead, Phillips. Again, I have several hinderers, and you need those different bits to disassemble the hinderers. I've also got some bits for shear groves, like here's one that I've got for a custom division. And I don't own one yet, but I do plan on it. And then finally, in these two containers, I have these little towelettes from Rainbow Technologies. Now, many of you may know, particularly if you follow on my Instagram page, that I'm a competitive shooter and I'm sponsored by Steel Target Paint. Steel Target Paint is owned by Rainbow Technologies, so they're technically actually my sponsor, one of them. And this is one of the products they sell in their on their online store, rangestore.net. And these are basically just alcohol towels. These work extremely well. for cleaning a variety of different products. They do say lens cleaning towelette, and they're certainly great for that. Basically when you go to the eye doctor and they clean your glasses, they're going to spray alcohol on your on your glasses. Or if you buy that cleaning product that you get after you check out from the eye doctor, that's basically an alcohol solution. But these are alcohol pads, and they work extremely well for a variety of things, but they certainly work great for knife cleaning. So I do keep those handy, and I will put a link to rangestore.net because I think these tend to work a little bit better than your average alcohol swab. So there you have it. There is how I have my knife maintenance kit organized. Again, I just put this together today, having seen that video from Geared Towards Gear. Again, check out his channel, great channel. And if you're like me and you do a fair amount of knife maintenance, something like this will be a big time saver, a great efficiency, and just make your knife maintenance experience much more enjoyable because everything is organized and at the ready. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care. God bless. We'll see you in the next one.
I hope you've enjoyed this production from the Through My Lens YouTube channel. If you did, please click on the like button and do share the video on social media. If you'd like to see more content like it, please do subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and do check out Through My Lens at www.throughmylens.org.